All right, so now you have a standard operating procedure to build off from. Let's talk about the future movement and development of your business. I believe that there are a few things that you need to massively focus on when it comes to the future movement development of your business. Now let's talk about one of those things. First thing is the standard operating procedure. We've put it in place. It exists. That means that if anything were to happen to you, anyone could take over your business and run it. Why? Because you've already set the standard on how your business operates. Two is a true, and I write the word true in seriousness, business plan. Guys, you have to have a legitimate, real deal business plan written out, and you need to follow it. See, this is the trick, because there's a 2.A, right? And 2.A says, follow the business plan. Follow the plan, man. You have a plan. You want to do big things, so follow the plan. You want to do small things, follow the plan. You want to build something great, follow the plan. Create the plan and follow it. Give yourselves due dates. Review weekly. Look what I'm writing. Weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly. You ever heard a company saying we're doing our year in review? They had all these other meetings too. Weekly, their teams met and they talked about their plan and where they were in their plan. Monthly, they evaluated what was happening in the plan and if there was anything they needed to adjust. Did they need to twist something, turn it a little bit? Was there a system that they had to turn off because it was a waste of money? Was there a system that they had to put more money into because the return on investment or return on time was significant? Quarterly, that's a big sit down review. That's an opportunity for you to build out and understand exactly what you've done in the last 90 days and where the next 90 days needs to be going. And then there's a year in review. And the year in review usually happens in January timeframe, which is why a lot of your companies are giving out awards for the previous year sometime in late January, February, and I've even seen companies do it in March. Because the year in review takes some time to wrap up, especially if you built something amazing and big and just numbers are everywhere and you need to button it down, right? So it's very important to have a true business plan, even more important to follow the plan, right? And then you have to have goal setting. Look, guys, if you have no goal, then you're planning for what? If you have a goal with no plan, then you're literally planning to fail, right? And so goal setting is critical, and I'm gonna write here, I'm gonna do it in red too, critical, because if you can't see where you're going, if you can't imagine the distance, the place, the destination, then it's very difficult to really have a great plan. And also, when you have a great plan and you have a place where you're going, once you get there, what a great opportunity to celebrate. You got to know when you hit those goals, those markers, right? Those markers are important to have. And so you got to know these things to really dial it down. Let me tell you an exercise that we do with our coaching students. And believe it or not, I even do this with my family members. I want you to create a couple lists. List one. And these are lists. List one. Important to me. People to me. List two is important things to me. And list three is main goals, main life goals. And by the way, I want you to have massive fun with these three lists. Once you create these 3 lists, I'm going to tell you what happens. You get to realize who's important in your life. You get to realize the things in your life that are important to you. And things could be physical, they could also be mental, they can be emotional, right? So like my car could be important to me. Some people absolutely are car fanatics. So yes, their car is important to them. Some people, they're going to say the time that I spend with my family is on such and such day is important to me. That is something I'm not willing to give up, right? You know, you could say my work, what I do for a living is very important to me, right? Not important to my bank account, but literally important to me. And then when you go to your main life goals, oh my God, I want you to have some fun here. I mean, just imagine the house that you even retire in, right? I want you to think about cars you want to drive, places you want to visit, people you want to meet, right? Whose hand do you want to shake in what country, right? I want you to think about that stuff in life goals. Do you want a boat? How big is the boat? Do you want a house? How big or small is the house? Where's it located? Is it a mountain? Is it a beach? Is it in a city? Do you have a penthouse? Do you have a condo? Is it a 1-bedroom because you want anybody to visit, right? Have a lot of fun with this. Once you create the lists, then I want you to come into them and I want you to figure out why. What do I mean by this? This is the fun part. The fun was writing it all down. The meaningful part is why. So if I put a person's name here, underneath that person's name, I'm going to write down why that person is important to me. And it can't be because this is my daughter. It's got to get deeper than that, right? Because I know kids that don't like their parents. I know parents that don't like their kids, all right? So you need to make sure that you figure out why that person is important to you, why those things are important to you, right? Why those life goals are important to you. I have a client that once told me that he wanted to drive a Ferrari. And that was extremely important to him. Like everything he was doing in life was so that one day he could create the passive income necessary to drive that Ferrari. I asked him why. And he said to me, I grew up with nothing, but I always had a picture of a Ferrari on my wall, poster. And he said, ever since I was the smallest I could remember, I always said I would drive that car. I would own that car. It would be in my driveway. And he's going to accomplish it, ladies and gentlemen. And probably by the time some of you are watching this video, he's in his Ferrari right now, driving around. Once you have these things, it's very easy to then understand, like, look, when you do the people thing, you might end up erasing some people. You might start erasing some things. You might erase some of these life goals, right? And what happens? You have an opportunity to build a real vision for yourself and turn that into a vision board. And put that vision board somewhere you're going to see it every single day of your life. You are not allowed to walk out or in of your house without being able to see that vision board. I'm not saying you got to put it dead center in your living room. I'm saying it needs to be somewhere that's visible every single day. I personally walk into my office every single day. My vision board is huge and it's in my office. So guys, planning the future of your business is so exciting, because it gives you an opportunity to have the vision necessary to see why you do this every single day. See, earlier in the SOP, we talked about your why. This is going to help add to that.